Hello there. In this video I'm going to talk you through my recent makes. If you have followed this channel for a while, you will know that I recently had about 3 months off, and these makes are the first things I've actually sewn for 3 months. The first thing I sewed I'm actually going to save until the last because I think that's the most interesting. But yeah, if you're interested to see what I've been making, then please stick around. My name is Catherine and this is So Much Sewing. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time here, g'day. If you are a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back and supporting me. I do appreciate it. I got some great comments from my last 2 videos, and in the very last one, the most recent one, I showed you through setting up my sewing room, and I asked you what you might want in your sewing room if you were setting one up and you had all the money in the world. And most people seem to be pretty satisfied with their sewing situation, although many people did say that they were keen on getting some kind of great cutting out table. There are some great IKEA options. So that was mostly it. Was mostly cutting out tables, air threading machines, and tables that are at the right height so that you're not bending over and hurting your back. So yeah, it sounds like we're a pretty relaxed group of people who are happy with what we have and don't tend to be too focused on the things that we don't have. Because we've just recently moved from Auckland down to Christchurch, I am not currently working. I'm in the process of looking for a job, so I'm spending a lot of time at home, and I realized that I don't have as many loungewear pieces as I would like in my wardrobe, and the ones that I do have are really looking a bit tatty, so I need to move them on. I'm actually still wearing t-shirts from when I was 4 or 5 sizes larger, and so obviously they're too big for me, and so I need to, like I say, update my wardrobe and tidy myself up a little bit. So one of the first things I made was the Foxy legs by Emporium. And the reason I made this pattern as one of the first things is because my sister made a pair recently out of an amazing patterned French terry. It had panda bears on it, and so she inspired me to make some of these Foxy legs. Now she's got quite a similar body shape to me in that we're quite short. We're probably larger in the middle than anywhere else. Sorry, Sarah. But I think that's true. We're both a little bit larger in the middle than anywhere else. We've got really skinny legs, and so what she and I found both was that the leg was just too wide and baggy on this Foxy legs, and I went off the measurement chart that Kate provides. She's never let me down before. Her patterns are very realistic, they're very true to size, and I never normally have a problem with the sizing on her patterns. But as I say, skinny legs, and I think patterns often put extra room in the leg here because we have, you know, so many pear-shaped girls. Everybody's celebrating the pear shape these days thanks to the KK situation, as in Kim Kardashian, and so I think pattern makers often put extra room in the thighs to accommodate for pear-shaped girls, which is awesome. But Sarah and I are not pear-shaped. We've got skinny little legs, and so we both found that there was just too much room in the leg, in the thigh, for our liking. Also, I felt around the waist actually was a little bit too big as well. So what I found, that I made the size 16 and it was just too big for me. I will put a picture in for you to see. I can wear them. I have been wearing them. They've become one of my favorite pair of trousers for around the house, and I've even worn them out of the house. I've gone dog walking in them. I've popped down to the shops and that sort of thing. So they are a success. I'm really happy with them, but they are too big for me. So what I did is I made a second pair, and I made some alterations. And what I did this time when I made the Foxy legs is I cut the pattern down to basically a size 12. I did feel that it fitted me nicely in the bottom area, so I didn't make any changes here. I felt that that fit was really nice, but I cut the rest of the pattern down to a size 12 here and down here. So this is the second pair that I made, and I'm a lot happier with these. I think these are probably just about perfect. So if and when I make another pair, and I probably will make another pair, I will make a size 12, even though my body measurements put me in a size 16. Another thing I made is an old favorite pattern of mine, the Elbe Textiles Staley top. This is it here. This is I've made the t-shirt version, and I've lengthened it quite a lot because it is quite cropped, and I've put the long sleeves from the sweatshirt onto the t-shirt. You can see how much I've lengthened it by. Quite a lot, because I like things if I'm wearing like my Foxy pants or a pair of leggings, I like my bum to be covered, and so this length has worked very well for me. The size I made was A, B, C, D, E, F. Well, I made, looks like A, B, C, D. Looks like I have graded quite a lot. I've got a size D around this area here. I've left it as a B, C, D, E, F, a G from here to here, which I think works quite well for me. It's possibly a little wide on the shoulders, and it is quite wide on the neck, but I've left that A, B, C, D, E, F, yeah, as a size G, and down here is an F, and then G, H. I've graded out from an F to an H along here. So obviously the letter sizes doesn't really mean a lot to anybody, but I'll just have a look at the measurements and give you a better idea of what that means in, you know, actual sizing. So actually that's interesting. My bust measurement is 109 centimeters, which puts me at the G size on this top. And as I just showed you, I made the C through here, through the front here, and I think this is a really nice fit on me. And as far as my waist goes, it's about 97 centimeters, which puts me at a size H, and my hip is about 116, 18 centimeters, something like that, and the size H is for 123 centimeter hip. So so it looks like through the waist and the hip, the size H is, you know, a really good size for me. But yeah, so I've obviously in the past decided that through here was a little bit loose and baggy, or the sleeve head was too far off my shoulder, and I've reduced that to a C through here. Obviously, I mean, I have made this pattern many times, and so that's obviously just been a progression over time of what I've ended up with. And you know, that's what sewing is all about, isn't it? Is finding a pattern that you love and then making it fit you. So I feel like this fits me really nicely, and I'm really happy with this top. It's made in a again, quite a brushed cotton jersey. It doesn't have a ton of stretch in it, and this just feels so lovely and snuggly to wear. I really love it. Some other things I made were some nighties. Once again, I realized that I was wearing nighties that were 4 and 5 sizes too big for me, and they were just hanging off me. I don't know why I haven't thought to update them. I did make a nightie actually probably about a year ago, but I didn't end up liking it, and I've not worn it. I think I might have used it as a duster now or something. I'm not sure. But so yeah, I thought it was time to update my nighties. So I made a couple of nighties using the Laundry Day Tee by Love Notions. I've made this pattern a number of times, cropped versions, dress versions, t-shirt versions, long sleeves, short sleeves, and it is an amazing versatile pattern. I will put pictures up. Actually no, I won't put pictures up. You don't want to see me in my nightie, but one of them I made in this fabric here, which is a probably cotton, I don't know, I got it from at someone's D-stash on Trade Me. It is not hugely stretchy, and it was awful to sew with. It just stuck together, but not in a good way. And it was not nice to sew with. I don't actually really like this fabric terribly much, so I thought a nightie would be a good use for it. So, but you know, that's fine. I will wear the nightie. It is perfect. And the other fabric I used was this cotton jersey from Spotlight. Very comfy. I love it. And I did make a third nightie out of this fabric here, which is from a Dahlia Sewciety Bespoke box, and quite a number of months ago. I didn't actually buy this box myself. I bought a different box at another time, and when I met up with Stacey from Stacey J Studio and with Deb from Slap Happy Sewing, when I met up with those two ladies in Wellington, I swapped with Stacey. I gave her a Frida Kahlo print that I hadn't used, and she swapped me this because she knew she wouldn't wear this, and these are just my colors. So I made a nightie out of this as well, but I used a different pattern. What I used was the Tacara by Seamwork, and I have made this dress a couple of times before and I love it. It's a really gorgeous, comfortable dress, and I made this as a nightie. I've got a video talking about the Tacara dress, which I will link up here and in the description box below, so go back and have a look at that if you're interested, because I do highly recommend this pattern. But there is one thing about this pattern that I had to adjust for. You might need to, you might not need to. I've been banging on about this a lot today, sorry. I have lost a lot of weight, so I do have a lot of loose skin here, but my arms, honestly are not large arms. And I found that the pattern as it wasn't tight in the arm, but I could definitely feel the seam. So after I made the first one, I made the sleeve opening a little bit wider, and also made the top of the sleeve, because it's like a drop shoulder or a dolman or a drop shoulder, and you've got a separate sleeve piece that let me see if I can show you a picture. Yeah, there we are. So it was just a little bit too firm in here, so I widened that on the second dress that I made, and I widened the sleeve here correspondingly, and I was happier with that fit. But I knew that this was going to be a nightie, and I wouldn't want any restriction. I didn't put the sleeve on, I just finished the edge of the sleeve, made a seam out of it. I will actually take a video or pictures of this, because when I put it on, I said to Chris, my husband, this is my new nightie. He goes, I thought that was a dress. But so you can see how wide I split that distance. So I made that a lot wider so that it was much more loose and comfy, so that I wasn't going to feel restricted in bed. It's a great comfy pattern, and I probably actually will go ahead and make it in a different fabric and to wear as a breezy, comfortable summer dress, because it is an amazing pattern. Yeah, like I say, I'll link that video above and below. Go and have a look at it, because it's one of those patterns. It's like the laundry day tee. Once you've made it and you decide you like it, you will make it again and again and again. And the last make I will show you was actually my first make. I don't know why, after 3 months of not even so much as doing any hand sewing, I decided that I would take on a complicated shirt. Yes, you heard me, a proper shirt with a proper collar stand, proper tower plackets, everything. I made the Jenna Shirt by Closet Core. I love this pattern. I love the pattern. That's a bit shiny. You can't really, well, you know what the pattern looks like. It's been out for a little while. I just love it. So there are the different views there. There's a cropped version. This is the version I made, and this is the dress version. I know I'll never make this because I have the Ashling dress from Papercut Patterns. I've made that before and I love the dress, and I will make that again. I've got evil plans to make that dress again. So I know I won't use this pattern for the dress, but I love this shirt pattern. I made it in this cotton, I'm pretty sure it's a lawn. I can't remember where I got it from. It was not an expensive fabric. It's got a very nice smooth hand to it. Lightweight, I don't know if you can see through it. I had visions of a lovely big oversized shirt, great for summer, cool and floaty. I don't know why. I don't know why, guys. I love an oversized fit, and as I say, that was my vision for this shirt. I went down a size. In fact, I might have even gone down 2 sizes. No, I went down 1 size. I've checked. So my bust measurement is 109 centimeters, and my waist is 95 centimeters, and my hips are about 116, something like that, I don't know. And so that puts me squarely in the XL size range. You know, for the bust, the XL starts at 108 to 114. So I feel that I am quite sort of narrow on the shoulders, and so I often can get away with going down in this area, and then grading out to my actual size around the waist and hip area. But what I decided to do in this case was to make a size L, a large, and the body measurements for L is 100 to 107 centimeters, 82 to 89 centimeters, and 105 to 112 centimeters for the hip. So the finished garment measurements for the large puts the bust at 129.5 centimeters, you know, bearing in mind that my bust is 109, that's 20 centimeters worth of ease. The waist is 129.5 as well, so that gives me a good amount of ease there. And the hip, oh, it's 129.5 all the way down. So 129.5 is about the minimum I would go to around my hips. Even though my hips are 114, 16, whatever they are, I have found through trial and error that I prefer a fit of about 130, a finished measurement of about 130 centimeters around my hips. Well, it's around my lower tummy really, because I have an incredible spreading middle. I don't know what happens, where it comes from. I stand up and I'm 114 or 16 centimeters, and I sit down and it just goes. So for my comfort, I like 130 centimeters around my lower belly, upper hip sort of region. So I figured that the finished garment measurements for the L were pretty much perfect, bang on. What I would say is I will make this again, but I will go up to my actual size, the XL. I like an oversized fit. What was I thinking? I think it fits okay. I think the thing that's putting me off most is that it is so straight through, and having a look at the finished garment measurements, I now understand why, that it's a bit sort of, it is oversized on the top, but it's not oversized around the hip area, and I think that's what's really throwing me off with this shirt. So I do love the shirt, but why I chose to make a very intricate shirt with, as I say, tower plackets, proper you know, under collar and collar, I don't know. It was as my first project after not sewing for so long. So I did find it a little bit of a challenge. At first, you know, you start off sewing the collar sections and I really enjoyed that. It was really good. The instructions were great, as always with closet core patterns. I did sew the collar on the wrong way round. I always do that. I don't know how that happens. When you sew the under collar, you know, you sort of roll it down around to the underside a little bit so you don't see the edge of the collar. But I attached it the wrong way round so that the, I'll show you. This is what I mean. You probably won't be able to see it because, luckily, because the pattern is so busy. But so this is the collar, and I've attached this part of the collar the wrong way round to the collar stand. Can you see how the collar is rolled ever so slightly to this side, so you can just see the edge of this side rolling through here? That, of course, is supposed to be on the underside. So, you know, a little bit mad about that, but like I say, the pattern is so busy you can't tell, so that's fine. But so I really enjoyed putting the whole collar together, but when I got to the plackets, the tower placket, I'm just not very good at them, and so I found this quite challenging. Again, print so busy, hard for you to see, but that's the better tower placket right there, and I've put another row of stitching there because I didn't stitch it in the right place to start with. Here's the other tower placket. It's a blimmin' lopsided point. It's not the way it's supposed to look at all. It's all, see that? But again, busy print, no one will notice, that's fine. The other thing, it's got this great, I love the yoke at the back, and it's got that hanging loop there. Where's it gone? There. That was just so satisfying to do. The whole top part of this was really satisfying to make. It's all nicely burrito rolled on the inside. Great pattern. But yeah, I did find the tower plackets a bit of a challenge. And then when it came to do my buttonholes, my machine just was playing silly buggers. And I think in hindsight, I think it might be because the fabric is so slippy that the buttonhole foot wasn't gripping onto it properly and moving it through the, you know, the automatic settings properly. So I don't think the feed dogs and the buttonhole foot were moving it through the machine properly, and I came up with these ridiculously tiny little buttonhole. They were a disaster. So I ended up, you can see here, there's some buttonholes underneath, but I ended up putting snaps on, and I think they look fine. The silver snaps there, and on the cuff, I probably should have put 2 snaps on the cuff. But yeah, long story short, love the pattern, will make the pattern again in a larger size, but I would say it's not for the faint-hearted. I know some people love making shirts. Alex Judge Sews is a big shirt maker. She's made gazillions of shirts. I think she just whips through them like that, but it's challenging for me to make. Well, the collar and collar stand went together okay, but it's always the tower plackets that I have trouble with. So yeah, I need to get better at that, and that's the thing that would worry me if I made the shirt. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin the cuffs, so I'm a little bit nervous about doing it again, even though I would really like to. Having said all that, I'm in the process of making another shirt with collar and collar stand and tower plackets. How did this happen? I don't know. I am an idiot. But I'll talk to you about that in a future video. My next video will show you some fabric that I purchased Not that recently, it was sort of my last Yahoo before I gave up work. I bought a whole bunch of fabric, as you do, even though I probably shouldn't have, but I'll show those to you. I also did buy, since we moved down here to Christchurch, I did buy some Nerida Hansen fabric. She had an amazing sale on that if you purchased a meter of some Christmas fabric, you got the rest of your fabric at half price, and I couldn't pass that up, so I did buy some of that fabric. The way she does it now, excuse me, is that you pre-order it and it gets printed and sent to you. So I won't get that for another probably month. And from the emails that I've been getting from the Nerida Hansen store, it seems like they've got quite a lot of a backlog, and they're sort of a bit with the number of orders in the process, I think. So whether it arrives in October or not, I'm not sure. But anyway, so when they come, I will show you those. But yes, as I say, next week will be some recent purchases, and then after that I might be able to show you this next shirt that I'm currently making. So thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for watching to the very end, if that is indeed what you have done. Please thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. With me being off air for so long, the YouTube algorithm has forgotten all about me. Before I left, I had started getting my own videos being recommended to me in my feed, so I know that they were actually reaching more people. But because I've been off air for so long, they forgot about me. So if you can like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, that would really help me get back out there so that more sewers can see me. See you next time.